Good evening. There seems to be a great deal of confusion about the use of the word, the use of the letter J as opposed to the letter Y. We're dealing with words that have a Hebrew connotation. And I like to read from the Interlinear Bible, Hebrew and English. This is volume 1. This is from Al Green. J. Green, excuse me, J. Green. And I referenced Gail Rippinger's work in All Thy Word, and she makes a reference to this work. And so I want to read from this quickly to point out that those people who are trying to use a Y instead of a J are just are referring to a German usage as opposed to a English usage. It is not a Hebrew usage per se, unless you're actually speaking Hebrew, which they are not. They are writing in English, and they are speaking in English. It says here, in the history of the English language, however, the letter J has a written counterpart in the German J, although the letter J in German is pronounced like an English Y. The bulk of the theological studies having come from German sources, there has been an intermixed usage in English of the J and the Y. Our English translations of the Bible reflect this, so we have chosen to use J, thus Jehovah, rather than Yahweh, because this is the established English usage for biblical names beginning with this Hebrew letter. So the same thing would be with for Jesus in Hebrew would be Yeshua as opposed to Yeshua, so they need to pronounce it with a J, which of course they don't want to, because they want to think that they're actually using the Hebrew when they are not. They're using an English transliteration, pronouncing it like an English, and so they're really going back to a German with the Y. No one suggests that we ought to change Jacob, Joseph, Jehoshaphat, Joshua, etc. to begin with a Y. Neither should we at this late date change Jehovah to Yahweh. So J is the established English. It came through the Spanish, eventually came down into the English, and it is the correct way to pronounce the I that we see in the original King James, as we came to mean a J in English later on, as it came to be formed from usage. So this idea, this nonsense of going to the Hebrew, like some mystical name, and ignoring the fact that the J is a legitimate usage of the English, and it's come down to us from the Spanish, and it was used gradually through forms of usage. That the J is now the established way of speaking. So the name above all names is Jesus, not Yeshua, which doesn't exist in English. The name is Jesus, and that is a name that we need to be uplifting, not some phony mystical name that people cling to, thinking that has some greater meaning. The word that name Jesus is responsible for saving more people in history than any other name that was in any other language. That name in English is the name above all names. Amen. Thank you.